Within this 17-gallon tank is a complete tropical ecosystem. Though this may seem like an ornamental aquarium, there is more to it than meets the eye. The animals I'm putting in will have to adjust to each other. Relationships and symbiosis would start to form, but in the end, how they will interact is unknown, and it will ultimately be tested by life itself. All I can do is my very best. So last month this was just an empty glass aquarium. And now it's a living, breathing ecosystem. To see how all this was created, we have to go back 30 days with ceru stone, manzanita wood, and a lot of aqua soil. The tank started cloudy. However, as the powerful filter kicked in, the water quickly cleared up. It began to show its potential of what could be a beautiful slice of nature. At this stage, the brand new aqua soil is releasing a lot of ammonia into the water. So I would not add anything with a heartbeat, as it would be highly toxic. Or so I thought. But more on that later. I have to let the nitrogen cycle establish itself first, and I'm helping it along by seeding the tank with my old filter sponge. This dirty sponge is teeming with wonderful beneficial bacteria that will be the basis of this ecosystem. And the beneficial bacteria is what will break down the ammonia into nitrates, which the plants absolutely love. I'm also adding a potent ingredient that will help the plants have explosive growth. And that is CO2 injection. This is steroids for plants. And you'll see the incredible difference very soon. Now comes the second part of this ecosystem. The very engine that makes it throb. The plants. The first plant that I'm going to put in are the carpeting plants, namely Glossostigma and Monte Carlo. With good light and CO2, these plants will spread out and cover the foreground, giving it a very garden-like effect. And for some contrast, I'm also going to add Althanantera Renekii Mini, a smallish stem plant in the front, for a pop of color. Next, to create some texture and break up the flat planes of the carpeting plants, I'll add this stunning star-shaped plant called Pagostemon helferi, or helferi, or however you want to call it. This will give the scape extra dimension. But the real star of the show is this very enigmatic tiger lily. The scientific name is Nymphea zenkeri, and this will be my second focal point in this tank. When it fully grows, it's going to be a stunning sight. And now comes the messy part. I'm going to glue the epiphytes to the driftwood and rocks in the mid-ground. And these are the petite Anubias, the very sought after and iridescent Bucephalandra, and the larger Jarva ferns. Although they are slower growing, they are very hardy and don't need as much light. Lastly, in the background, I will plant the long and leggy stem plants. This will be the frame for the tank and will help pull your eye into the whole aquascape. The punch of color from the Ludwigius Super Red will be my primary focal point here, and the vibrant texture from the Rotella, mixed with the soft bushy feel of the Limnophilia, adds to the lushness and texture of the scape. Although the plants are okay to be in this new aquarium, like I was saying earlier, the water contains a lot of ammonia from the aqua soil and can be quite toxic to livestock. However, unbeknownst to me, when I transferred the plants over, a few small shrimp were trapped in the leaves and got into the tank. And lo and behold, they seem to be just fine. I mean, look at them go. It's as if nothing is happening. These are Bloody Mary Neocaridina shrimp. They are extremely hardy and they can really adapt to very different conditions, even a brand new one-day-old tank. I wanted to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, April's Aquarium. April's is an independently owned local fish store in Vancouver, British Columbia. They provided me with these cool plants from Tropica and also a beautiful species of fish I've never had, threadfin rainbows. April's mainly specializes in small fish, and they also carry a big variety of rare, hard-to-get species. Check out these spotted autocincluses, orange Amano shrimp, and black rams. And April's can also ship all your live plants, animals, and aquascaping needs Canada-wide. They are also the only retail partner of Aquarium Co-op's affordable products in Canada, so make sure you check out their links below. And now back to the video. Now comes the moment of truth. The water has been tested, the parameters are supposedly okay, and I'm going to add in all the livestock back in this new tank. First, I'm going to put in the shrimps. As you can see, the shrimp are immediately starting to forage and clean the leaves from algae. The fish look a bit timid in the new environment. They might take a while to adjust. Now, on the surface, this may look like a very ornate scene, but I'm afraid all is not as it seems. If you look a little closer, a menace has begun to take over this aquarium: the explosive growth of algae. There are so many kinds of algae growing here: staghorn, green spot, and the most dreaded kind, blackbeard algae. If left unchecked, an aquarium can easily end up looking like this. So to combat this, we're going to introduce a small but mighty helper: cleaner snails. Meet the ram's horn and nerite snail. These small, unassuming and attractive snails are algae weed whackers. Just a few ram's horn snails can clean a tank in under 2 weeks. Now imagine what an army can do. Another amazing cleaner is the Amano Shrimp, named after the father of aquascaping, Takeshi Amano. These fellows are much bigger, live quite long lives, and love to graze on algae. There is also a new variety of Amanos called orange Amanos. I saw them at April's Aquarium and simply had to get them. I've also noticed that the oranges are far more active than the regular ones. They dart about the tank and are very feisty. They seem to also mate very frequently. Anyhow, no aquarium will be complete without fish. Seeing these beauties darting around completely captures my attention and draws me into their little world. The smallest of the lot here are Chili Resboras. My only concern here is how will these guys react when I add a new species of fish I've never had before, the threadfin rainbows. These are a bit bigger and seem to be quite territorial. The dominant male is very polygamous, and he actively chases away other males. It does look like he is leaving the Resboras alone though, which I'm happy for. Last but not least is the biggest invertebrate in the tank, my mystery snails. These guys are so much fun to watch. They're like little bulldozers and trundle along everywhere. So as the animals begin to settle in, adjust to the new environment and to each other, it looks like they are gradually going about their daily habits. What started as an empty tank after 30 days has now turned into this lush and vibrant slice of a tropical ecosystem. In time, I hope the snails and shrimp will work on the algae and the tank will mature even more when the cycle of life settles into a comfortable rhythm. If you'd like to see why I had to tear down my previous tank, definitely click here for the overhaul teardown video. Thanks so much for watching.